Yo, what's up, It's your boy DMO Damuto. We're back with another video. Today we're watching SmugStick. What if Gohan got beached early? Today we're gonna be watching part 5 actually. Just part 5 because it's pretty like 20 minutes, 24 minutes long. So we're gonna get into it, man.
One day, a time machine arrives at Capsule Corp. It was future Trunks. He had come back to the past, and he was gravely injured. Unconscious, he was attended to by Bulma, Goku, and Vegeta. When he woke up, he locked eyes with Goku and smiled. Trunks let out a sigh of relief. He made it. He made it to the present. He greeted everyone, apologizing for the scene he caused. But he needed help once again. A new threat has risen from the future. It was Gohan. Trunks explains that sometime after dealing with Babidi and Dabura, an unknown being made his presence known by annihilating cities in the middle of the reconstruction. When Trunks went to face him, he couldn't believe his eyes. It was his master. He'd come
Gohan!
back. He was alive, but he was destroying everything in his path. Nothing made sense.
This man is not
his
black.
Master seeking revenge from beyond the grave. Could it be? They fought for months, but Trunks was never able to stop him. Not only was he weaker, but he felt guilt and confusion behind every attack he threw, holding him back. Everyone was shocked, and they didn't know what to think of it, but they assured him they would help him. Moments later, in a rift in the sky, Gohan Black made his entrance known. Nothing changed much from here. Goku is the first one to fight him as a Super Saiyan 2. Gohan Black boasts of his strength before returning to the future, and Whis and Beerus get suspicious of this key signature. Could it be? Before the gods could finish their thoughts, Gohan arrived at the scene, wanting to know what those weird key signatures he was feeling were. He wanted to come sooner, but he had to finish a presentation. Trunks sees him, and his heart skips a beat for a second, thinking he may be Gohan Black, but no, his eyes were far too gentle for that monster. This was the Gohan he remembered fighting side by side with all those years ago. Both of them are happy to see each other, and they start to catch up over some ice cream. Gohan can't believe what he's being told. An evil version of himself? There had to be a reasonable explanation for this. Whis and Beerus ask him if he wants to join in on a trip to another universe to gather a few clues. Gohan said that he had to take care of Pan after work, but Piccolo, who was there watching the entire battle with Black, said that he had him covered. He should go for it and show that imposter what a real fighter looks like. With confidence, Gohan accepts. Goku wanted to join in too, but Beerus told him it was none of his business. In the best case scenario, his buffoonery would slow them down. Gohan, Beerus, and Whis travel to Universe 10, meeting the universe's Supreme Kai, Gowazu, and his apprentice, Zamasu. Zamazu's heart was beating fast. This was the mortal he saw online. Gohan respectfully addresses his god position, greeting him as His Highness. Zamasu felt flattered and calmed down a little.
We came here to investigate a situation back home that threatens my world's safety.
Safety? Don't you mortals only seek destruction and despair?
Not all of us. Some do seek to conquer and destroy, but others, like me, my father, we want our world to be safe.
Zamasu is a little impressed by this mortal's tact and courtesy, but he brushes it off for the time being. After talking to Gowazu, Beerus suggests that both of them should spar. That's how they would get the info they needed for their little inconvenience back home. Gohan and Zamasu fight, and he's impressed by the god's power. Zamasu would definitely be able to give Cell a run for his money. However, as the battle intensifies, Gohan can start to feel the same malignant key he felt resonating from Black. Beerus and Whis also feel it, and the battle stops in a draw. Gohan held back and didn't want to use more power than necessary. He just needed to test Zamasu's energy, and he thanked the god for his time. Zamasu asked why Gohan didn't use his white hair form, which surprised the Saiyan. How did Zamasu know about the beast mode? Gohan mentioned that he only used it when it was necessary. As Zamasu was about to feel insulted, Gohan added that it was mostly in emergencies, to protect Earth, his home. Zamasu argued that he saw him using it in the Universe 6 tournament, but Gohan retorted saying that the fate of Earth was at stake. If they were to lose the tournament, the Earth would have changed to a different universe, with unknown threats. Zamasu pondered this for a while, and he ultimately understood. Once again, Zamasu feels like the mortal respects his divine position, and this thought stays in Zamasu's mind. Once back home, Beerus and Whis decide to relax with some much needed food, or some racing games if you read the manga. Gohan finally gets to go home and sees future Trunks who came to visit. Gohan shares all the information he was able to gather from the trip, but it still wasn't enough to draw a clear picture. Who was Gohan Black? Why was he connected to Zamasu? Why was he destroying the future? It didn't matter. Once he went to the future, Gohan would beat up his doppelganger easily. Future Trunks smiled. This was the Gohan that he remembered from the Cell games. With their preparations complete, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Trunks finally went to the future.
Yes, sir.
And Gohan made his presence known by throwing a blast into the sky.
Oh, y'all just love a relevant Gohan, man. This is beautiful. I like SmugStick. A relevant Gohan, man. I just, you know what I'm saying? It makes me want to cry, man. Anyway.
With Gohan Black's arrival, the battle was
That shit
imminent.
crazy.
Both Gohans locked eyes with each other,
I like
neither
shit.
of them wasting any time and rushing forward. Gohan unveiled his potential unleashed form, and he was giving Black quite a beating. Gohan Black hadn't had enough time to access his body's full power yet, so he was at a severe disadvantage. However, as Gohan kept hurting Gohan Black, he could feel his power increasing. Every punch, every kick that connected. Gohan Black was getting injured, but this was just making him stronger. The second Gohan realized they were equal now, he elevated his power into Beast, throwing a key ball to end it all. But Gohan Black was standing on the ground still, pushing it, getting stronger, and the mere touch of Gohan's ki. As a maniacal laugh echoed through the destroyed city, Gohan's ki ball imploded, and as the dust settled, everyone's nightmare came true.
Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Gohan Black Beast.
Gohan Black Beast is born. Gohan is frozen. He doesn't even know what to do, and the power he's feeling greatly surpasses his own. Thanks to Gohan Black Beast's divine ki enhancing his strength, it was the first time in a long time that he felt someone surpass him. All this time he had felt invincible, but now he had a very dangerous threat in front of him. He was feeling the fear of death cover every inch of his body once again. Gohan quickly recollected himself. He was the only one who could stop this menace as he rushes towards Black. He did the same, and they both clashed. But it was obvious who had the advantage here. Gohan was putting all he had into the attacks, but Gohan Black was still smirking,
They're going
smiling,
at it for real.
and laughing, while blocking and countering. Gohan knew the only chance he had to win was to use his rage. That was always the solution, wasn't it? Against Cell, against Buu, his rage was always key. So, he was forcing himself into this state of pure rage. Yet, that was barely helping. He was becoming reckless, more impulsive, predictable, while Gohan Black maintained focus. After a few careless movements, Gohan Black was able to strike Gohan enough to leave him on the floor, exhausted and beaten. Goku and Vegeta turned into Super Saiyan Blue and launched a combined beam towards Gohan Black Beast, but he was stopped with a single hand. He
Crazy.
reigned supreme now. By pushing his hand further, Gohan Black destroyed the beam, and before Goku and Vegeta could realize what happened, they were struck down on the ground. Future Trunks jumped towards Gohan Black, sword in hand, but he simply burst his aura open. This was enough to leave Trunks on the floor as well. With all of them incapacitated, a single Kai descended down from the sky, and Gohan couldn't believe his eyes. It was Zamasu. He was Gohan Black's ally. Gohan yelled at Zamasu, asking what he did to this place, but this Zamasu was far too gone. He mentioned how he was going to purge the world of all mortals that threatened to destroy it. Gohan called him out on his hypocrisy, telling him that he was destroying it. But he was interrupted by another attack from Black. It took the Resistance intervention and a few smoke grenades to save them.
Yes, sir.
Gohan Black didn't care that much. He felt unstoppable. Once the warriors felt safe, they started to discuss how to stop Gohan Black. Goku brings up the idea of fusing again, but Vegeta dismisses it. He doubted it would be enough. There had to be another way. They agree that they need to come back to the past to make a new strategy, so they do so, while making a distraction with the help of the Resistance. The four Saiyans are able to escape to the present through the time machine. Gohan suggests Trunks go train with the Kais, so the Elder Supreme Kai can unleash his potential. Not only would that give him an insane amount of power, but it will give him the possibility of awakening the same state he and Gohan Black had. With no more time to waste, Trunks is taken to the world of the Kais, grateful to meet Shin once again. Although this is the first time that present Shin meets future Trunks.
Right.
It's a nice introduction regardless. He also meets the old Kai.
This should happen in
and
the
starts
original story. I don't know why they
ritual
didn't do
to unleash
this.
his potential. The old Kaioshin jokes that he'd need a picture of a pretty lady to go with the plan, and he looks at Gohan with a wink, but the man wasn't willing to play any games this time. They needed his help urgently. Goku and Vegeta decide to enter the time chamber once more. They need to find a way to break their limits. If they want to be useful in this fight against Gohan Black, they would have to close the gap in power one way or the other. With these new findings, Gohan joins Beerus and Whis once again in Universe 10, gathering further evidence to stop Zamasu once and for all. However, Gohan interjects. He feels that this Zamasu isn't too far gone just yet. He felt it, the difference between present and future God. So he wanted to see if he could bring Zamasu back from the dark. As they arrive, they are all greeted once again. Gowazu is confused with what's going on, but Gohan instantly goes in and interrogates Zamasu about his thoughts and his morals. Zamasu is speechless. He knows that what he's about to say won't be welcomed in the best ways by his master.
Will not.
Oh well, Gohan asked. Zamasu mentions that he saw how barbaric and destructive mortals could be in his own universe, how they never changed no matter how much time passes. Brutality and violence was in their nature, that this was the universal constant amongst mortals that could never be tamed. But Gohan argues that things are different back in his universe. Like he said before, there are people that seek to conquer and destroy, but he and most people he knows fight to better themselves and protect those around them. Most mortals
Gohan,
just
Luther
want
King,
to live in
talk.
peace. He also mentions how he saw destructive people come back from the darkness. He recalls Vegeta, who was a cruel Saiyan conqueror when they first met, and how he ended up being a father and one of Earth's greatest protectors. Zamasu is in
talk,
disbelief.
no juice with that
Could this
nigga,
be
Gohan.
true? It was surely a lie, but Gohan reaffirms that this is the truth. With Goku, Zamasu would have disregarded that childish mortal, but Gohan, he was respectful, intelligent, he knew his place, and Zamasu appreciated that. This Gohan was definitely far different from the barbarians he had seen. He respected Gohan enough to listen to what he had to say. After saying goodbye once again, Gohan, Beerus, and Whis went to space to see what Zamasu was about to do next. They still had their doubts about him. They saw Zamasu about to strike Gowazu with a Keyblade, but he lowered his hand. Zamasu was looking at himself, at his hand, doubtful, conflicted. Finally, he just sat with Gowazu once again to drink tea. Gowazu even mentions that the tea tasted better than last time, since he's in company of Zamasu. Gohan sighs, and Beerus says that they probably fixed the future, but Gohan doubts it. He hopes they did, but that's not how time travel works as far as he knows. Coming back home, and with the threat of Gohan Black Beast still present ahead, Gohan falls on Vidal's arms. Tired after the beating he took, and after all the traveling, Vidal asks him what's wrong, and Gohan vents in the safety of his wife's arms.
I was told ever since I was a kid that my potential was the key to success. That my potential was different, stronger, unreachable.
Bro, who doing these voices,
But now
nigga?
I'm facing this guy who has my power, my potential, and Dende knows what else. I don't know what to do, Videl. I feel lost, but how can I ever hope to take this guy down?
Well, you do have something
Then
he
they
doesn't.
knows what
What's
else.
that? Oh, I'll be right back.
Gohan opens the door, and to his surprise, it's Piccolo. They both greet each other, and Gohan's happy to see his old master. Piccolo asks to spar, and he wants to show him something. Gohan, curious, accepts the proposal, and they both go to the backyard, ready to train. Gohan starts in
Probably that
base,
nigga turned
throwing
orange.
a punch, but Piccolo easily grabs it and kicks him away. He's not there to play any games. Gohan turns into his ultimate form, and it's clear that he has the advantage. But Piccolo, in a sudden burst of energy, awakens a new state, gaining a yellow hue. Piccolo mentions that he knew he was far behind Gohan, and that he really wanted to help against this new threat of Gohan Black, but he didn't know how. So, after a while of thinking, he thought of using the Dragon Balls to try and unlock this new potential. Just like Elder Guru had to Gohan, and he managed to do so thanks to Dende upgrading the Dragon Balls, now even rivaling Gohan's power. The Half Saiyan is impressed, and while they keep sparring, Gohan updates Piccolo on everything that's been going on. Gohan Black's beast state, Zamasu, etc. After hearing that future Zamasu is immortal, Piccolo mentions that he knows how to stop him, grabbing Gohan's interest even more. He would definitely be a great asset to the team.
Mafuba.
After a while, they both stop fighting. Gohan's very happy for his master, and Piccolo's surprised to see his own strength. Their chance of winning is as high as it could be, if they fight together. Vidal walks up to the pair, with a bright smile on her face.
See what I mean, Gohan? Despite everything that Faker has, it doesn't matter because you have us.
It matter.
Thanks,
The fuck?
Piccolo. I feel like we can do this. Let's go save the future.
24 hours later, Gohan visits the Kais, and Trunks shows off his potential on Leash. He's even stronger than Gohan himself in that state. Gohan's amazed. They also spar for a little bit, and thinks that perhaps Trunks will be able to access that same beast state. Goku and Vegeta finally get out of the time chamber. Both of them more serious, more focused. They're prepared for battle. Before they go, Gohan grabs the great Saiyaman clothes. He's going to show Gohan Black what true justice looks like. The team is set. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and future Trunks join in. And instantly, they realize that there's too many people in the time machine. Piccolo thinks of something. Looking at Goku and Vegeta, Goku and Vegeta raise an eyebrow. What was he planning? The time machine finally lands in the future, and inside it, there's only Gohan, Trunks, and Piccolo, who had a little bottle in their hands. Gohan Black and future Zamasu instantly intercept them, laughing at the mere sight of the Namekian. What was he supposed to do? Help them surrender? And did Goku and Vegeta already give up? It seems like they know when their future is lost. Piccolo smirks, throwing the bottle into the ground as it breaks. In a bright red and blue light, Goku and Vegeta make their appearance, instantly rushing towards Gohan Black, revealing their new states. Kaioken times 20 and Blue Evolution. Goku spent way too much time trying to perfect the Kaioken, the key to closing the power gap. Vegeta, constantly battling Goku in this powered up state, was able to break through his own limits and unlock this new evolved state. Both of them land a combined punch in Gohan Black's gut, leaving him almost out of breath. But was this enough? The three start to ferociously fight, with Gohan joining in, while Trunks and Piccolo focus on Zamasu. Ultimate Piccolo and Ultimate Trunks attack Zamasu with all they have, but it's pointless. He's immortal. Nothing they do will ever stop the power of this god. Piccolo says that they'll see about that, as Piccolo grabs another bottle and screams out, "Evil Containment Wave!" Zamasu smirks, thinking that it's just another beam attack, but his smile quickly turns into an expression of horror as he starts to be sent into the bottle. Gohan Black was on the ground. He was losing pretty quickly. Goku and Vegeta together were an issue, but with Gohan supporting them, it was a losing battle. These immortals, how did they get so strong? As Gohan Black
trained all day.
Ground, quicker and quicker, he saw his comrade disappear from existence. What did they do? Piccolo said that he used the evil containment wave, especially made for this immortal being, and he sealed Zamasu away forever. Unlike Goku, he didn't forget to bring the seal into the future. Gohan Black lost all hope, falling to his knees, his plan in shambles, and his anger building up. A feral scream was heard through the city, destroying what was left of the buildings.
Damn.
This is what Zamasu needed to awaken true power of his beast state: rage, anger, wrath. Piccolo and future Trunks joined in the fight. Only all of them fighting together could match Gohan Black now. The six of them staggered, and they were using their experience and their bond through time to handle this threat. Piccolo maneuvered with Gohan, while he's maneuvering with Trunks. He himself fighting alongside Vegeta, who's supporting Goku. They all landed a long combo on Gohan Black, who was getting desperate. Gohan understood now that he didn't have to fight alone. Up until this point, he thought that it was his job to handle threats like this, being the strongest after all. But his close friends, father and mentor by his side, and the rest of the warriors were truly unstoppable. Gohan Black's anger is at its peak. With that, he makes a scythe out of his power, slashing reality itself, sending clones. The clones start to push back the fighters, as Gohan Black rushes towards Zamasu's bottle, but Gohan intercepts him at the last second, both starting a new battle far away from the gang. Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks were able to maneuver around the clones, but they were having a hard time doing so, and Piccolo was starting to become a punching bag for them. He was losing ground by the seconds,
Come on, Piccolo.
And even though Trunks wanted to get closer and help him, there were too many of them, stopping him from intervening. As Piccolo's vision blurs, he recalls what Shenron mentioned when he made the wish to get his power unleashed. He didn't just unlock his potential, he gave him a little extra. He gave him something else.
Orange Piccolo.
Piccolo elongates his arms, using them like a whip to eliminate hundreds of clones. Everyone was in shock, but they had to quickly recollect themselves to keep fighting. Goku starts to feel weaker after the Kaioken, but Vegeta doesn't back down. He starts to punch the clones with his ki-infused hands, turning them blue and dissipating them. He yells at Trunks to go all out and help Gohan, that he and Piccolo had this. Vegeta and Piccolo stood back to back, bursting their auras and proceeding to battle the clones. No matter what Gohan did, Gohan Black did better. Every punch, every kick was blocked and countered, and Gohan was very slowly losing his breath. In a desperate move, Gohan headbutted Gohan Black, both of them grabbing each other's arms. Gohan Black smiled as he activated his key sword once again, cutting Gohan's hand. You may know everything I'm going to do, but I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? Karma instantly struck as Trunks appeared on the scene, slashing Gohan Black's eye. The god dropped back into base for a second, and as Trunks was about to go for another slash, he watched him. That scar, it was like watching his master once again. Trunks stood frozen, and as Gohan yelled at him to move out of the way, Gohan Black kicked him in the gut so hard that it almost left him incapable of breathing. Trunks lands on the other side of the area, barely alive. His vision blurs more every second, and when he regains his sight once more, he sees himself again, powerless, unable to do anything, while his master Gohan
Hey,
is losing
W
the
storytelling,
battle.
bro.
His fight
Storytelling
is
is
the ticking
crazy.
sound of a clock that ends with his death. He sees his old master, his Gohan, fighting the androids. The trick his mind played moments ago awakened his memory inside. He sees the night he fell, the rain on the ground touching his lifeless body. He knows that story will repeat itself. His sadness, guilt and rage engulfing his heart.
Turn up, Trunks.
as an
Turn
aura
up, Trunks.
starts to explode, engulfing him in a gold and blue aura. Gohan looked at him. What was he doing? Was he trying to go Super Saiyan on top of the Unleashed state? No, this was pure rage concentrated. Gohan could feel it. He was tapping into it. He knew it. The gold and blue of Trunks' aura turned into a white and red color, expanding in power. Once the dust settled, everyone saw how Trunks awakened his beast state. He threw his mighty
Beast state should be a half Saiyan form. That'd be fire as hell.
While Gohan joined in, Gohan Black tried to counter with a Rose Masenko
Well, never mind.
of
Go
his
to
own,
and
but the
Kid
combined
Trunks
might
and
of
go
the
to this and
beast
get
was
this.
too much, and so he was engulfed, becoming nothing more than dust. They finally won. Goku teleported over to New Namek to use the
wish I thought I
Namekian
knew
Dragon
it.
Balls to restore the future. Since these Dragon Balls had been upgraded already, they used them to revive everyone killed by both set of villains. Future Bulma reappears with her teary eyes. She didn't doubt for a second that Trunks would be able to save them all, and without a second thought, she hugs Vegeta. Vegeta blushes and comforts her. She wasn't his Bulma, but he cared for her no matter what timeline. But he did get a
Fire.
little nervous when he saw another Vegeta appear. Future Vegeta, looking at them with a mean face, stepped up to them and pushed present Vegeta out of the way. Future Trunks saw how his Gohan finally returned. All the trauma, all the
shit.
pain, everything could heal now. Just
Could
with
bring him
that
back? He was dead for
Thanks
years.
for protecting the Earth, Trunks. I knew you could do it.
Trunks hugs Gohan, not believing his eyes. Both Gohans locking eyes and nodding at each other.
I have so much to tell you.
Everyone enjoys a nice feast as Earth finally returns to
Whoa,
normal.
what the fuck is this,
universes
Smug?
return to normal. Gohan tells future Gohan everything about Pan, Videl, and the training he did, suggesting him to get his potential unlocked by the Kaioshin, and to all of them to train with the Destroyer Beerus, or something like that. Just be a little careful with them. After all, Trunks made sure to tell Goku to revive everyone killed by the Majins in his timeline too. Both of the Vegetas talk, with future Vegeta not knowing how to feel about his present counterpart. His life, his power, jealousy, pride, didn't matter. The future was saved. Even the other fighters like Tien, Krillin, and Yamcha came back. Yajirobe teared up a little bit, being reunited with Karin. Everyone leaves, with Piccolo bringing the Zamazu bottle with him, and Gohan wishing the best for future Trunks and his timeline. Finally, they could rest. The time machine disappeared into the distance, with Gohan looking forward to their next adventure. After the battle,
I ain't gonna lie, Smug. This is W storytelling, bro. W storytelling, bro. I'm really into it. I can't wait to see the next chapters, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, bro. This is fire. I like the little switch up in the black story, man. That's cool. Trying to say, I like how you added Piccolo. First time I seen Piccolo in the black story. Nobody really put Piccolo in there. I watched a few what ifs so far. Nobody really put Piccolo in there, so I like that. I like that. Give Piccolo some love, you know what I'm saying? So, if you like my reaction, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.